What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I'm Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts. As always, we got Franco the Banker and Gretzky Betskis. We're going to be breaking down tonight's four-game slate. Betsky, it feels good to be back. We have done our season previews. We've posted our plays, but our first live stream of the year, it feels good to be back in front of everyone and kind of breaking down the slate with all the comments and everyone who's watching.
Yeah, me and Franco had to go crisscross across the country to go on our own separate vendors for the weekend. So we're like a week late, but here we are. Feels great. We put out enough content in the off season to keep everybody's appetite suppressed, like you're taking the GLP-1. But feels good to be back. Been a little bit up and down, but I've been able to kind of ride some nice, like mid-level parlays here to keep things going. And I think things are kind of sorting out a little bit more so now. Feels like the groove is starting to get in the hang, if you will.
Yeah, it's always interesting the first few weeks, even the first few months, right? The NHL season, you're kind of not sure. Do you follow the trends? Do you kind of bob and weave? But it is always interesting. Franco, how are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just came back from Vegas, like you said, Betsky. We had our own little trips. But yeah, I'm ready to kind of really get going with the season. Like you said, been up and down a little bit, but we'll get our ground and get our little streaks rolling here.
Why not tonight?
Why not tonight? Start us off with a little parlay. But before we get into tonight's slate, we do want to remind you, if you are watching on YouTube, to please subscribe and like this video. Also, follow us on all of our social media, X, Instagram. And then if you are interested in getting our plays early, you can use promo code SLAPSHOT for 50% off your first month on our Tails package. The link for that will be in the description of this video. All right. Few stories before we get into tonight's slate. Brady out at least 4 weeks. Florida continues to get decimated by this injury bug. Kulikov now out on top of Tkachuk and Barkov. Markstrom's out for several weeks for the Devils. Foligno taking a brief leave of absence. Carolina, Dallas, two teams we thought heading into the season were kind of these perennial contenders, and water is still wet. The Sabres still suck. Betsky, any thoughts? Any thoughts around the league before we get into it?
Yeah, that Kulikov injury is going to be tough. That team is really starting to pile it on, but man, have they prevailed so far. This will get interesting. Depth is a huge thing in the NHL, and that is absolutely one of the most stacked teams. And they've been here before, when they traded Montour, didn't feel like that blue line was going to be all that sharp. And then along comes Forsling going into all-star category. And it just seems like next man up on that team. And, we'll probably get to some of those players today once we get to that game. But, injury bug early in, plus some of the players who were out before the season even began. We're missing some of the big stars. Brady being out is going to hurt too.
Yeah, Franco, Markstrom out for the Devils for a few weeks. We talked about this team contending for the Metro with Carolina. Obviously, Markstrom being out is going to really hurt this team. Carolina's minus 105 now to win the Metro. Is that a look that you're even considering, or are you going to hold off and maybe just avoid that market in general?
Yeah, I'll probably hold off. It definitely stinks to see that for Jersey. We were all high on them, like potentially winning this division. So we'll see how they can handle it. I think it should be kind of all right to start, with Allen being decent last year at least. But it's just one of those things where you wonder long term, can he handle the load? And how much are you going to start Nico Dawes when it really comes down to it?
That groin is going to need to hold up now. Stretch it out, Alan. Stretch it out.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our first matchup tonight. We have the Florida Panthers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Bobrovsky and Talbot have been confirmed in net for these two squads. Florida minus 155 on the money line. Detroit plus 130. Total set at 5.5 here. Minus 118 to the over. Let's start with sides and totals. Franco, we talked about this before. We're both kind of on the Florida side here.
Yeah. The first look we were kind of looking was to back Florida in some sort of way. Looking at the in-reg line looks pretty good. Even the -1 looks pretty good as well. But you lose a guy like Kulikov, that kind of hurts your blue line. Balinskis isn't bad though. It's not like a complete, it's not like they're going to like a terrible player there. But I want to go a little bit more safe. So I saw that you can get their team total over 3, which gives you the push protection on MGM at -135. That feels really good. I don't have to worry about them winning if Detroit comes out and has a monster game somehow offensively, or Florida's blue line breaks down with the loss of Kulikov. I just need Florida to get 3 goals. Both Detroit home games so far this season, they conceded 3 and 5 goals. So we're looking at worse to push here, I feel like, and Florida's going to want to get right after losing to my lowly Flyers. So, yeah, I can see this as a good bounce back spot for them, and Detroit's kind of like riding high a little bit, right? Like beating Toronto probably feels pretty good. They might be smelling themselves a little bit, so it feels like a spot where Florida's going to come in and kind of lay the hammer a little bit offensively.
Yeah, we talked about the Kulikov news already, but Raymond is out day-to-day with an upper body, adding to Detroit's injury issues to start the season. Betsky, any looks on a side or total for you in this one?
Yeah, absolutely love that 3 goals from Florida. I do think that's a very, very solid look here. I'd lean Florida as well. Same narrative as Franco here, coming off a loss. This is one of the best teams in the league. They respond. They are well coached. This is a team that truly does not like to lose. So I think it's a rally spot for Florida. Unfortunately, that line's pretty juiced, but you can find ways to use it if you want.
Yeah, getting into player props, Adam brought up a good point. Samoskevich on that top line, I believe that's confirmed. Yep.
Yes. Verhaeghe down on the third. They're kind of spreading out the offensive weapons, it seems.
He did have a great regular season, was kind of used sparingly in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I think this is another great opportunity for him to kind of step up in that role, especially given Florida's injury news. Speaking of a player that has really stepped up, though, Anton Lundell. Ooh. Franco, you brought this up at the start of the season. He was going to need to be a guy that expanded his role for this Florida team. 4 points through 4 games. Brad Marchand still got some juice left in the tank, too. He's a point-per-game player for this Florida squad as well, which is just crazy to see. So there must be something down there, whether it's tax breaks, sunshine. I don't know what else.
Lots of Dairy Queen. That's
lots of Dairy Queen. True, Dairy Queen. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I love how I was all about Lundell coming into the season. I bet him in the Chicago game. He misses, and I haven't bet him since. He's compiled 4 points in the next 2 games. That's kind of how it works, isn't it?
Yep. Betsky, any player props you're looking at? I mean, there's a bunch that I really like that we can kind of go through the board, but any that jump out to you in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's worth a shot on the Samo shots. 1.5 is more of a parlay piece, so maybe staple him to another 1.5 guy you love, or even somebody like Dylan Guenther, who's just been completely ripping puck, and his 2.5 line is a parlay piece. But I think even taking a little shot at Samoskevich at 3 doesn't look bad either. He has some decent history against Detroit too. I had to look it up to make sure he wasn't from the area, which he is not. But U.S. program guys, Detroit kind of being one of the top teams and first team you think of when you think of U.S. hockey. So maybe there's a little area there, but what we're really talking about here is top line minutes, wanting to show that he belongs there, and gain some more trust from his coach. So really like that idea of kind of taking that ladder up a little bit there. Another guy that it looks like a decent parlay piece too on the shot front for the Panthers is Seth Jones at 1.5. Again, great, really, really good history against Detroit. Has hit in every game besides his first game this season. I would need to double check that. But yeah, I think correct. I don't think that this is going to be just like a roll through Detroit type of game, even with Raymond out. I think it's going to be more of a back and forth. So I don't think the narrative is necessarily going to go against Florida for not needing to shoot much. And it doesn't really matter because Florida will just throw a puck on that no matter what.
Yeah. We will be getting to Gabe comment to this, but we will be getting to our parlay at the end of the slate. So stick around for that. Franco, any thoughts? I mean, the big one here, we got a comment about Reinhart shots on goal. This is the stage where we get into it of is like, do we get into our own head too much almost? He's hit 4 straight, covered 3 and 3, 4 in the last game. Attempts have been great. Do you continue to roll with him here? But Detroit hasn't given up a ton of shots on goal this season.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's been so good, and I feel like with the line mates he's playing with, he's kind of the guy, as opposed to, last year he had Barkov on his line. He had Verhaeghe at times on his line. Those guys can throw up three or 4 shots a game too. So right now, with the way that this team is lining it up, it feels like I think you just continue to ride Reinhart shots just because of the role that he has. You're not seeing a guy like Luosterainen shooting the puck 4 or 5 times, right? Lundell's been shooting a decent amount, but I think he's the play driver for that line, so I don't mind that.
Yeah, apologies for that one. The siren's going off. I love that comment. Yeah, Boston. There's gonna be sirens around, so I'll be sure to try to mute my mic when I can moving forward. But yeah, I do like the Reinhart look. Marchand for a point. I don't hate that one either. Lundell for a point. Those are all bettables. On the Detroit side of things, though, Patrick Kane has somehow found the fountain of youth in Detroit. Who know? I didn't know it was going to be in Detroit. Maybe, Little Caesars Arena. There's just a little fountain of youth in the basement next to
not Dairy Queen. Not Dairy Queen. Little Caesars.
Little Caesars versus Dairy Queen tonight.
Puffs or whatever those things are that Barkley and that Deer are now pandering to.
You're talking the little yep, I know what you're talking about. The little cheesesteaks. They get the little. It's like a little.
Yeah, that must be.
Thing.
That must be. Yeah,
that was mm-hmm. Yeah. They got Papa John tied up down there, and that's how they make their little new puffs too. So it's got to be what it is. Any other looks for you guys in this one, Franco? I do love Panthers money line. Reinhart shots looks great as well. One guy who we haven't talked about
is goalless.
Yeah, so DeBrincat and Larkin both at 3 tonight. Larkin's got a point in 3 straight, not bettable as a straight. It's gonna have to be a parlay piece, but his shots doesn't look terrible either. Try to pull up his stats now. So DeBrincat is hit in 3 straight to start the season, 5 on 9, against Montreal, 3 on 10 against Toronto, and then 4 and 4. I don't necessarily hate that look tonight either. I think that's a pretty bettable price from DeBrincat at 3. Pulling it up now. What do we got? So DeBrincat's up to so it's minus 165 parlay piece. You can bet it at 4, but Hal, what's going on? Any other looks, though, for Florida, Detroit?
Well, I think it's interesting. You have Perlo and Adam both on unders for Detroit. So Perlo's on the team total under 2.5, and then Adam is looking at Larkin under points. So you got 2 people saying that Detroit's not scoring tonight. So that'll be interesting to see. We'll see if Florida's blue line can hold up without Kulikov. But I tend to lean that way slightly.
Any thoughts on the over then?
Well, that's why I like that Florida team total over. Just leave Detroit out of it. We don't have to worry about them scoring. I am interested by this Finney guy. As is customary with us, we like to target those guys on the top line. He's plus 525 on FanDuel tonight to score a goal. He's had an assist in 2 straight games. So few of our buddies that are Detroit fans have been talking him up, saying he looks good. So, what the hell? Plus 525. Give me a little sprinkle on that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, he had apparently had a fantastic preseason. I bumped into somebody at the bar watching preseason Detroit Calgary games, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a huge Detroit fan." I was like, "Okay."
You're gonna get the Calgary fans after
me all about Finney and how this guy's going to turn it around for them. So
yeah,
if you're watching, we'll see if he's the real deal.
We'll get
tonight.
Yeah, we'll get to the Calgary fans in a bit. We got to talk to them about how they're feeling. So that's going to be a fun little segment. We'll see how many hate comments we get on YouTube, or maybe we just respond to a few now that they haven't really started as they expected. All right, next game up. Do we have to do this?
Oh yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do.
Are we burying this team already, Gator? Come on, man. You were so excited coming into the season.
God hates the city of Buffalo more than any other cities in the U.S. The Bills suck.
Got a good. Oh yeah, that's right.
Sabres suck. Terry Pegula sold his soul, made millions, and then in return, any sports team he owned, they won't let be good. I don't know what's going on right now, but Sabres, Senators, Sabres minus 105, Senators minus 115, total set at 6.5 here, plus 114 to the over. I guess we'll start with the Sabres, right? They look god-awful. Scoring non-existent, 2 goals through 3 games. The Senators, though, defensively, woof. 10 goals in their last 2 games. There's a lot of ways you can go with this one, but Betsky, you do have the Senators shirt on, so I will start with you. Any looks on the money line or the total?
Despite the shirt, I do kind of like Buffalo tonight. This does, in a weird way, feel like a must-win. However...
Don't do it, man.
I'm not going to do it. I think you are getting some all right value here with the home team. But man, I just can't yet. I can't yet. I hope this gets the offense going. I think taking the juice on the 5.5 isn't a bad look. Again, if you want to take Blues money line with that or something like that, or parlay it with, a Tage point or something like that, to eke out a little bit more value. But yeah, as a fan of a team who had like a 15-game losing streak to start the season, I know 3 games doesn't mean that the team that you're hoping to finally get off the schneid gets off the schneid. So
yeah, and then when it rains, it pours. Josh Norris, who would have thought, is out for at least 8 weeks. Didn't see that one coming at all. He's not injury prone at all, right? No.
Good thing,
Josh Norris.
You just have him long term.
Yeah, good thing we traded for him, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, good call. Great job, Kevin Adams. Everything's great in the city of Buffalo right now. So Leon's going to start. Allmark is not going to start. Ottawa's going to throw their backup tonight. But, Franco, any looks on the side or total?
Yeah, I mean, I can't back Buffalo at all. I think this is a great price on the Sens. It kind of stinks a little bit. I feel like it's like a fishy line to say, getting them at minus 115. But I'm a big believer in, you never try to end or bet on the streak ending. You either ride the wave or you just leave it. So I'm not betting on Buffalo ending this streak. I've seen a lot of people on the Sabres or liking Sabres stuff. I don't know why the hell you would put money on this team right now. They're not scoring. They're not doing it. So you either fade them or you just stay away or do some player props. But I think people are batshit crazy taking Buffalo money line today.
Of all the teams to hop off the schneid, with the Sharks, the Islanders, the Sabres, Sharks didn't look. I mean, the Sharks got outplayed last night in Carolina, but they were in it for a little bit. Carolina looks damn good. They were.
I saw a handful of people on Sharks money line last night too. It's just come on, man.
That is.
I get it. I get the idea. You want to try to take a dog, but let them get a win first.
Carolina's a buzzsaw. Yeah. Carolina is not the team that you're like, oh, maybe they're going to upset. No, not at all. All right, getting into the hot players. Franco, your boy for the Senators. Pinto, 5 points through 3 games, 4 goals. Any thoughts on his player props for tonight?
Well, he kind of shafted me the other day. I was on.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
That's how it goes, right? Guy's red hot, can't be stopped. I'm actually going to pivot off of him today. Maybe I'm a fool for doing it. I'm looking at Ridley Gregg, his line mate, but Gregg's playing on the top power play unit. His point props plus 140 as well, which is really nice. Points in 2 straight. So if Pinto continues on even strength, hopefully Gregg gets involved. And then if it's on the power play, hopefully it's Gregg there. So, and his history against Buffalo is pretty decent, recording a point in 5 of 8. So not too bad. 3 of those points coming in 4 games in Buffalo too.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Betsky, in terms of player props, what are you looking at?
Yeah, well, I am going to go right into that revenge narrative with Dylan Cousins, even though I'm sure he is thrilled to not be in Buffalo anymore. But
uncalled for.
And 2 points on the season so far. His line mate Batherson is pointless too. So this is kind of that jumping on some of the lines that should be producing a little bit better that may not have been, especially with Brady out. I think this line may be able to have to carry the load a little bit more. So Batherson, Cousins playing on the same line, you could staple them together or just take Cousins in case he's on the power, gets a point on the power play. But minus 110 felt pretty dang good tonight. Thank you. Batherson's first game, I was going to say. Yep, that's correct. I mean, he could be fired up too. I think that line can mismatch a little bit here. It's hard to not want some of those narrative plays, but especially when some of the top guns of a team are out, like Brady being out for Ottawa, it just kind of makes me like that a little bit more.
Yeah. Someone brought up the first period over here, and I did have it on my notes. Franco, I know you're traditionally our first period over consultant. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I don't mind it. The only problem is Buffalo just really isn't scoring, so maybe the Sens are the team to cure that. But I can see it. Minus 130 is not a bad price either. I like the over in general in this game. Like if I had to take a total, maybe you do a split you wait in game, see if you can get 5.5 live or something like that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite plays of the night is going to be Alex Tuch, 1+ point on that first line with Benson and Thompson. If you parlay him with Thompson for a point, I know someone brought that up in chat. I think Thompson's around minus 200 for a point tonight. So put him with Alex Tuch. You get plus 107 on FanDuel. Tuch was on that top line in their last game against Colorado with Doan. So it's Doan, Thompson, Tuch. They were the best line by far in that game. The only line who scored, Tuch got a point in that one. He got the second assist, I believe. Dahlin got the first on Thompson's goal. Benson now returns to the lineup. He was out. He took a puck to the face before the season started, so he missed the first few games of the year. He returns to the lineup, slated in for that top spot. Preseason, he was supposed to be on that top line, so they were playing him in the preseason with Tuch and Thompson. So I'm not concerned about the chemistry, but Sabres offense has been ice cold, disgusting, poor, any other adjective you want to use to describe them. They're 25th in expected goals, but 32nd in shooting percentage. So some positive regression. I don't know how much is going to be inbound, but I like the Sabres to at least score more than 1 goal tonight. Best bet of the night. But in terms of everything else, Tuch's got a great history against Ottawa. 4 of his last 5, he's got a point. And, I mean, you've seen the comments from Dahlin, from Tuch, from Thompson. They got 1 foot out the door already if this team doesn't turn it around. Yeah. So I think this is a pretty inspired effort from the Sabres tonight, especially their top guys. I like Tuch for a point. I like that Tuch-Thompson parlay for plus 105. Dahlin. Dahlin's the next guy we've got to get to. I think Adam brought it up in the chat. Yeah, Darlene shots over 2.5 tonight. I love that look. I think, again, he's going to need to do something tonight, and you can get it at -130 on DraftKings. I'm not sure what it is on FanDuel, but those are my 3 plays in this one, at least on the safer side.
-110 on FanDuel.
-110 on FanDuel.
He's averaging 7.7 shot attempts per game, which is just ridiculous. He had a goose egg with 6 attempts in that middle game at Boston, but 10 and 7 attempts in those other 2, 4 on goal in each of them. So that's a nice price. And yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I was kind of looking at Josh Doan shots as well. It's not a bettable piece straight at 1.5. His attempts are decent, 3, 3, and 6, but he's only at 1.5 shots. So he's recorded 2, 3, and 4 his last 3 games, and he's on that top power play, like Adam pointed out. So might be a look there too as a parlay piece.
Yeah. Betsky, are you taking Cousins for a point or for his shots?
Point.
All right. Yep. Any thoughts on his shots? Because that was the other angle I was going to look at tonight.
His 1.5's been good, so maybe that's the way you will go with Doan is Cousins 1.5, Doan 1.5. That feels actually really nice. Or like Adam's pointing out with Mackey at 1.5.
Yep.
Now, my bud Vsauce pointed out Levy, and I know I'm going to butcher this.
Maryland, I got you.
Maryland, thank you. That's what I thought.
I was waiting for one of you guys to say it, so I didn't have to. Thanks.
His saves 24.5 tonight. Buffalo comes out here just throwing it on net and are as sparked up as we're painting the picture of them to be. That could be a nice play here. Now, Ottawa's very good at blocking shots, but again, Brady is one of those guys who will take it to the noggin, take it anywhere. So you are down a guy who is physical and maybe a little bit more imposing. So it's not a plus money. I don't mind that for goalie save prop.
So I looked into his stats because I was doing research on the tuck point. So I was like, all right, who's Maryland? Good regular season last year for the Sens. In his last preseason game, though, I think he allowed 6 shots on goal on 19 attempts. Not sure what Ottawa's lineup looked like, so I do want to preface that with but I was a little shocked at that stat of 6 goals on 19 shots. But I don't hate the saves tonight. I mean, what are the Sabres been averaging?
That's the biggest concern right there. If he doesn't perform, and if Buffalo comes out really hot, are we talking about a blowout? But this is the Sabres we're talking about, so
we don't know that word.
Trusting the Sabres.
An easy win. A win. What are Stützle shots on goal. We haven't talked about that one yet. Last game, after Brady gets hurt in the first, Stützle comes out, puts up 6 on 11 attempts. Missed the second game against Florida, recording 2 on 3 shot attempts. And then in their season opener, he had 3 shots on goal on 7 attempts. His numbers without Brady are pretty good. He's going to be that primary shooter on the top line. You're getting him at plus 115 for 3 tonight. Add it to my card.
It's not bad either. Or
makes sense.
Or you could do
fired when Brady went out. Yep.
Doan, Cousins, and Stu at 1.5 even too, if you want to play it a little bit safer. But yeah, I mean
that could be good. Or you just ladder Stu up as a solo.
I mean, you start at plus 115 for 3.
He's plus 130 on FanDuel. Just take him up.
What is he for 4?
Let's see. I think he's a great ladder candidate, just given the situation there.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite looks tonight. So he is plus 325 for 4. Give me both of those.
And 800 for 5.
Oof.
I mean, Brady missing is huge, right? Brady is a shot. He is an absolute shot hug.
Yep, it's right there.
Well, I didn't intend to have a lot on this game. Now his line mates are Michael Amadio and Fabian Zetterlund too. So
that's my only concern. Yeah.
But those guys aren't shooting like Fabian Zetterlund.
I know, but you still have to keep up offensive pressure. You still need to have the puck on your stick to shoot.
I mean, I don't know.
So Andrew brought up a point. How is Buffalo with penalties? Let's check out the Sabres stats here. The PK is good. Might be the only bright spot, but it only has been 3 games, and historically the Sabres special teams have not been great.
I wonder how many they've allowed. The fact that they are 100% on their PK right now leads me to think that maybe they've been fairly disciplined, not allowing too many penalties.
Let me pull it up. The Sabres have taken the 16th most penalty minutes so far this season.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
Don't let us get hot. Starts with the PK. Everyone knows that. Okay. That's what every rebuilding team says. It starts with the PK.
Yeah.
And then it spreads.
Yeah. Just like it starts with a kicker for football, right?
Punter.
Thank you.
Punter. You got to flip the field position. You got to flip the
field. Michael Amadio goal plus 500. Add it.
Ooh.
I'm going to make a stupid parlay with these, like him and what the hell is like Finney guy. I have him, Finney, and somebody else. We'll see who else we can add that's like a plus 500 ridiculous number.
Yeah, you usually do have one of those just off the rails parlays.
Probably somebody from the Flames, right?
Michael Amadio is the type of guy that when he gets minutes, though, he does produce. Like I've bet and cashed on his prop before, so I'm definitely in if he's playing on the top line with Stu.
Yep. All right. Any other looks in this one? I feel like we talked about this one for a while.
Yeah, I think
honestly we're going to spend more money on this game than we should. I know how these Sabres go. Sanderson assist.
Yeah, I don't mind Sanderson. I don't mind that.
Nope.
Again, I don't want to have 1,000 plays on this game, but if you like it, take it.
You might.
Yeah. No, honestly, all these games are feel good for just like props.
Yep. Agreed.
We'll spend an hour on the next 2.
Yeah, why not? And then our cold player of the night in this one is just the entire Sabres team with 2 goals through 3 games played. All right. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Blackhawks traveling to St. Louis to take on the best for last. I see.
Oh, thank God. We're saving the best for last. Yeah.
I am. I did that just for you. So remember that. No more Sabres talk tonight. No more. It's Sabres talk done. That game's over. We're done with them. Blues minus 250 on the money line. Blackhawks plus 205. Total set at 5.5 here. Minus 130 to the over. The Blackhawks are 1-2-1 on the season. The Blues 2-1-0. Let's start with you, Franco. Any looks on the side or total in this one?
Well, I noticed that Daily Faceoff finally is not putting a defenseman on the fourth line when a team goes 7D. So that's kind of cool. It's the first time I've seen that. So no Lev Shinov on the fourth line. They're just going to roll with one less forward tonight, it looks like, at least according to this. Seeing Colton Dock on the top line, that is that's
mind-blowing.
I mean, how have we fallen this far that Burke, Husky, and Doc are your top 2 forwards with Connor Bedard? Like, we're this far into the rebuild, and we're like, here you go.
Yeah, Connor. Here's the slop.
Like, here's what we got for you. Good luck.
If you go ahead. If you combine the Sabres and the Blackhawks, are they a playoff team? Guaranteed.
You're really just adding Bedard to the Sabres, right? And Nazer.
Maybe Spencer Knight.
I do like Nazer.
Okay.
I do like Nazer.
Nazer.
Yeah.
I don't think it's guaranteed.
Well, wait. Are they in Buffalo or are they in Chicago?
They're just going to be cursed if they're in Buffalo.
Yeah. Honestly, get them out of Buffalo. Yeah. All right, Franco, go ahead. I just wanted to talk about that hypothetical.
I mean, I don't want any part of Chicago. Obviously, minus 250 is just ridiculous, so I'm not going there. I'm looking at Neighbors on the top line. His point prop is minus 110. That feels really good. Probably sprinkle his goal as well. I don't know. I like a lot of the St. Louis props, to be honest with you. I think Fowler point looks good. If you want to get crazy, go for his assist or power play point there. that third line was rolling that last game with Suter and Snuggerud, so maybe that continues to happen. So maybe you can look there for point props as well. Yeah, I could see St. Louis scoring like 4 or 5 goals tonight. So load up on Blues props.
I feel like that second line is due for a breakout too, and Kairu's history against Chicago is hard to ignore.
Yeah, that's true. They haven't really done anything yet. I mean, Holloway has no goals yet, right? And he was like money last year. Again, it's like, when does it start? Like Snuggerud had a huge game. Does he lay an egg tonight, or do they keep rolling?
I know. You're either one game ahead or you're on the market with it. But yeah, yep. Kyrou and Holloway both are goalless. So it's either that they're extremely cold right now, or maybe this is just the terrible other Midwestern team that can get them going.
Yeah. I did like the Blues and Reg, but of course I didn't pull trigger on it. They were around, I think, minus 145 last night, if I do remember that. Now they're down to minus 165, so that's out the window.
Yeah, Chicago got their only win of the month, or they're like 1 to 2 wins of the month, so you got one of those put away.
I mean, Calgary already got theirs too, so.
Yeah. We're gonna get flamed.
We are going to get flamed.
Yeah. I don't hate the Blues puck line here. I'll be honest. Plus 105, not a ton of value, but if I was going to take a side in this one, that's where I'd look.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think there's some value there. The issue is, I think Hoffer's starting. Yeah, Hoffer's starting for St. Louis. I don't know. I don't think Binnington's been like terrific to start the season.
No, he needs to win some big tournament to get his ego inflated before he gets good again.
Yeah, I mean, Hoffer looked good against Calgary in that one. So, yeah, I don't mind St. Louis at all in this one. Any player props? I mean, Franco, you brought up Nazer, right?
No, neighbors.
Betsky, any looks for you then?
Yeah, Neighbors. I mean, he has been rolling. I think he had 3 goals in his last 2 games. I understand why you want to see what Snuggerud can do with Rob Thomas on the top line, but Neighbors had so much chemistry with them last season that it's just really hard to think that this is not something that's going to last a bit longer here. And I think Snuggerud can get a lot more opportunities on some of those mismatches, and it really just helps the scoring all around. So Neighbors points probably going to be one of those pieces that is going to be very undervalued for a lot of the season, especially if there's movement between lines. So I think take it while you can before it really starts to get nuked. And yeah, I don't mind that at all. And then again, all 3 of those guys on that top line, I feel like are very safe to staple points together with. Maybe not all 3 as a stack, but if you're kind of in on Neighbors, just add them to Rob Thomas, or if you're preferring the Bush side of it, you can do those 2, but lots of opportunities to kind of play with that.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Seaver Point? He's got 1 in each of his last 2 games, former Blackhawk. He's hitting 5 of his last 6 against them. I think that's a pretty good price for him. Wow. His ice time's been growing as well, so was it around minus 110, minus 105 tonight?
Yeah, I mean, and he hit his revenge. He hit his revenge spot against Vancouver last game, so he's on the revenge tour right now. So, and like I said, Snuggerud's hot. So, both of those guys definitely should be in consideration tonight.
And I just don't love the price. Look at that second power play unit.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors, Suter, Holloway, Kyrou, and Folk.
Yeah,
not too bad.
I mean, I really like this team coming in the season because of their depth. Their forward depth just looks fantastic in general. So, and once they kind of figure out that perfect combination, they could be really dangerous, I think, this team.
Yep. Any thoughts on Bedard or Nazer Point? I know those have kind of been trending in the right direction, but I don't want to touch any Chicago props here. I'm just going through to make sure we didn't miss anything. Boot shots. Betsky, you mentioned that one, right? It's kind of a parlay piece.
Yeah, his 1.5 looks very good. Good historically. Has hit all 3 games so far this season. I don't think Neighbors is really the type that's going to take a ton of shot opportunities away from him, where Snuggerud definitely felt like the type of guy that you'd want to be giving the puck to. So if anything, the lineup shift in should, maybe be a net positive for him.
That's a good point. Yeah, we got to look at the Blues schedule to figure out when they play the Red Wings.
Dude,
what not that far off. If it's the next game, that'd be ridiculous.
See, that's why like DraftKings needs to bring back the open parlays, because you would just take Suter in every revenge spot for a point, and then you'd leave it open until he played another team that he used to play for, bet him that night. You just keep leaving slots open and just keep building a Suter revenge parlay.
Saturday, October 25th, Suter versus the Red Wings.
There you go.
Mark your calendars.
Detroit. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Any other looks before we jump into our last game of the night?
No, Tusk up. Let's go.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to add Colton Dock or Andre Burakovsky to my plus 500 goal parlay.
Ooh.
Burakovsky has 2 goals.
Yeah, no, I was going to say Burakovsky is probably...
He's plus 450, so he doesn't quite make the
really
cut.
good.
But I mean, I can make an exception there.
Flames team total over a half for plus 500 tonight. There's your other leg.
Yeah.
Because they're not scoring.
Buchnevich at two shots looks
Betsky.
really good. By the way, as another parlay piece. Just to throw out like another leg there.
We talked about that for about 5 minutes, Franco.
Sorry, I was zoning out looking at plus 400, plus 500 props.
You're looking for those scores.
All right. Last game of the night. Friend and foe. What a game here. Calgary fans. Sorry. My first future looks pretty good to start the year. I hate to say it. Calgary Flames under 11.5 points for October. 8 games remaining for them, and they need 10 more points. So, good luck. Good luck, Flames fans. And, I mean, what were they worried about? Dustin Wolf regressing? He's not second in the league or second worst in the league in goals saved above expected, is he? That wouldn't be him, right?
No.
No.
Damn, you're dancing on their graves already, huh?
I mean, I'm a Sabres fan. I have nothing to live for at this point. I have nothing to live for. I am down. So heinous. But getting to this game, Utah minus 230. Wow. Flames plus 190. Calgary coming off a game last night where they're up 2-0 on Vegas. Lost that one to Vegas. Betsky, your team, your Mammoth. I'll let you start this one off. Any looks on the side or total?
Well, don't forget, this is a historical game in Salt Lake, too. This is the first ever Utah Mammoth game at home. So not only did they get their inaugural season last year, they get to redo it. So the vibes will be high out there. This team needs to get the scoring going. Played a really good game against Colorado despite the loss. Played a sloppy game, which they came out with the win against Nashville. And then played a very good game against Chicago, but just got knighted. So I think this is a big spot for them to start getting that offense rolling. Keller and Schmaltz really, really need to get the juices flowing. And I really like them as kind of a point stack tonight. Keller has fantastic history against the Flames. He's always been better at home. You're even getting some nice value on his 3 shots. He has not hit that yet. I know I see him down there. Spicy Dylan has been kind of the talk of the team right now, but at some point you got to zag a little bit here. I really like Keller and Schmaltz tonight, or if you want even extra value, maybe Keller with Hayton tonight. I wouldn't count that top line out either, though. Cooley and Gunther have been fantastic. JJ Peterka has great chemistry against the Flames, history against the Flames as well. The depth scoring here has been pretty much non-existent, and that by pretty much I mean has absolutely been non-existent. They're banged up. Kerfoot's out. Hayton was out until last game, so that has helped a little bit, but we have the likes of Carcone and Yamamoto playing on the bottom 2 lines, and that those lines just haven't really gotten it done. I have a feeling this top six is going to be a team where you're really leaning into the top six for most of the season, and I'm fine with that for now. So yeah, Flames are also starting Devin Cooley, so we have some Cooley on Cooley action tonight. He had a pretty pitiful goals against average in his 8 NHL starts. I think this is going to be a home team, and I really think they're going to kind of roll here, but maybe that's the homerism.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's Gunther goal, right?
Gunther, yes.
I think that's what he's going for, yeah.
Yeah.
Autocorrect is filling in because he hasn't typed in Gunther enough in his phone. One day.
Sergachev, Betsky.
Yep, read my mind. I mean, pointless right now. Great on the power play. Yeah, we're getting a goalie who is extremely leaky. I mean, of course, you always have that opportunity where the backup comes in and just shuts it down, especially if there's not much video on them. But I will be happy to bet against that tonight. Sergachev point looks great. His power play point is plus 260 if you really want to up it up a notch.
Yeah. Franco, any looks for you in Calgary, Utah?
So this is going to be a matchup of like what trend last year matters more. I get this is their kickoff for their officially being the Mammoth, but Utah was pretty terrible at home last year, 18-23. I'm counting OT losses as losses, right? 18-23, not even 500, right? But Calgary on the road, 18-23. So, yeah, I mean, Calgary was pretty good at home last year. So it's kind of a funky thing, right? Where like, what matters more? Obviously, Calgary's on the back-to-back. I brought it up in our chat earlier that Tones was tracking teams coming off a back-to-back on a team that is rested. Typically, the opposite has happened. So that would mean the Flames are going to win tonight. Now, I don't think Utah should ever be, at least at this point of the season, maybe if they're on a heater, minus, 230? So there's that. But I don't know that I necessarily want to back the Flames either. Let's put it that way.
No.
I think if I had to pick a side here, I'd probably take the Flames plus 1.5 or something like that. That's minus 130. That doesn't feel too bad. But yeah, I don't know that I can trust Cooley in net. Maybe it's an over. Like they're saying in the chat, I see a couple of people talking about overs. So maybe you go there. This is kind of a game I'm probably going to lay off for the most part. I do like the Gunther goal, though. That looks really good. And Keller has a nice history against them as well for a goal. So maybe that's where you're looking for just goals in general and take the over.
Keller's due, too. He's goalless.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Real quick,
absolutely.
on the home thing, we were talking about earlier in our chat. I forgot this. So last season, behind both goals, there was no seating. So it was kind of just black. And there were reports that it was really tough for goalies to track the puck if it was coming straight down the ice because of that. That seating is now in place. So that situation is not going to be there. And obviously, if you're playing 41 games in the same rink with the visibility issues, it may affect that team more than the ones that are on the road there. So, we only have one last season to kind of base this off of, but that may be one of the situations that gets corrected a little bit. So I wouldn't get too heavy into Utah's not good at home quite yet. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know that for sure. It's just something I thought was interesting. And just the price, man. The price, it's like if Utah was started out well and has been scoring, then I would be a little bit less inclined to I'm not bashing them or anything, but to bash them essentially. I think minus 230 is just batshit crazy, to be honest. Just given, I think both these teams haven't started out very well. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Keller's shots. What are we doing here? Like 1, 2. So is Hayton shots worth a look in your mind tonight, Betsky? Then he's at 2+.
Yeah, I don't know. Keller may be the one that wants to snatch all those up. Hayton just came back from injury too. He looked all right in Chicago, but he's pretty streaky. I don't know if I'm ready to jump on that ride yet, but Keller has been way better at home with shots previously, especially in Zona. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up one other prop that I like. Did you guys have any others in the meantime?
I kind of like the idea of doing the Keller shot prop. Maybe do his goal for Sprinkle and his shots a little bit heavier. Like I get he hasn't hit yet, so it's kind of scary.
But 95 or 90 points last season, like over 30 goals. This isn't.
Yeah, he's going to want to get going. He's going to get better matchups on home ice, right? Like, all their games have been on the road so far. I kind of liken it to Ehlers last night. Ehlers hasn't scored yet for Carolina. Obviously, he didn't score again last night, but I think he had like 6 shots or something ridiculous. So, players that are like this, when they're not scoring, they're going to try to find every way to, especially him being the captain, this being the home opener, and the mammoth opener. So I kind of like that angle as something that's kind of not something you would necessarily think of because you're not seeing him popping because he hasn't hit yet this year.
Yeah. And I don't think this is the same situation as like a guy who just hasn't hit it, but isn't really like all that consistent to begin with, or isn't like a true point per game type player. This is a point per game player that has not been excellent his first 3 games. How long is that really going to last here?
Yeah. Someone brought up Anderson 2 blocks. Don't love it. Anderson 2 shots. Yes. He's been terrific to start the season. Last game against Vegas, he had 4 on 10 attempts. Before that, he had 2 on 7. Missed against Vancouver, but had 4 attempts still, and then hit against Edmonton. Against Utah, he's hitting 3 straight. Home and away splits, not that much of a difference. -138 on FanDuel, -165 on DraftKings. He's hit in 15 of his last 17 and 7 of his last away. Give me Anderson at 2+ tonight.
Apparently Anderson's a big reggaeton fan too and gets pumped up on that type of music in the locker room, just in case Cheshire Cat was wondering.
Oh, interesting.
The more you know. The more you know. Coronado point. He looked pretty good last night. Coronado?
Yeah.
He looked pretty good last night. He was a one Flames future that I think we considered.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else in this one?
I got my +500 goal scorer for this game.
There he goes.
Matvey Gridin.
Wait. Let me see.
No. There it is.
Let's go, baby.
Wait, did you already say it?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to guess?
Who was it? Fairby?
No.
This
Gridin?
Mr. Gridin. Mr. Gritty on the top line here, playing with Kadri and Coronado. So +525.
So what is it again? Just for the people who somehow want to ride this parlay of just crazy goal scores.
It was
Amadio.
Amadio. The
Burkowski.
The guy from Detroit.
Finney.
I think I'm gonna Burkowski and Gridin. There you go. That's your stupid parlay of the night.
Do you know what it pays?
Oh my god, I don't know. Let me type it in while
all right.
Shift here.
Yeah, let's get into our parlay of the night. But before we do that, if you are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. Also, if you're watching on X, be sure you're following us at Expected Bets 4. All right, parlay time. That's why the people are here. Betsky, what are we going to start us off with? Oh, before we do that, sorry. DraftKings has a 50% profit boost tonight for same game parlay X, whatever. That's what we're going to be using on our parlay tonight. So be sure you use the 50% boost. All right, Betsky,
I'm doing Keller 3 shots. I'm doing Keller.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that value is too good.
-125.
Yeah.
All right.
That was like -180 at points last season.
Yeah. I mean, are we just going to say, yeah?
That's a good look.
Yeah.
Tage at 4.
I don't know. Ottawa scores.
If we're doing home teams,
Donut too. I think Donut too. Donut too.
I like Donut
no?
too.
I like Booch at 2 is probably my favorite 2 look for tonight.
I like Booch at 2 as well. So if you were going to go
Booch at 2, then I'll throw Booch at 2. That's fine.
Yeah, let's do Donut 2, Booch at 2.
Wait, we're doing both of those, or one of those?
Yeah,
I did. Do you want Donut too?
I'll do Don. You do Booch. I'm back in Saber. What the fuck am I doing?
I was gonna say, why do you like Doan? I'm confused. Like he drops down the line. He's still on the power play, but I don't get the love for Doan tonight.
Top power play is what I was thinking there. But all right, that's fine.
Heart and soul player. No, stick with it. Because if you switch it, whatever you switch to,
I know.
Yep,
I know. What do we need? One more leg to make it? Do we need 4?
I'm trying to look up.
Look at Doan shot attempts. I like it. Do we need to do Pinto point here? Is this what I'm seeing in the chat?
Who's Shane Pinto? Is he playing tonight?
Parlay Pinto, baby.
Yeah. I might have already used this, but no, it's for all games. Yeah, I don't know why I don't have this parlay ticket right now, but
you probably already used it.
I don't think I did. I really don't think I did. So it's Keller at 3, Booch at 2, Josh Doan at 2. It's plus 333 right now before you use the profit boost.
That's the internet.
I don't think you need 4. I think
you need 4. All right, we need one more leg.
Let me double check. But
do we do one in the Florida game or do we do?
Yes.
It has to be shot props or what?
Whatever.
It's got to be a same game or same game X. So we need one other piece from one of those games.
One of those games.
Okay.
I mean,
what? Pinto.
Anderson at 2.
What about Cousins too?
Anderson 2, Cousins 2.
Oh, Anderson 2's all right.
Stutzla at 3.
Stutzla 3, I like. Or
Stutzla 2.
Stutzla 2, even.
I like
if you can do that.
Well, I think it does need to be like minus 300 odds.
No, that works. Stutzla 2, Doan 2, Booch 2, Keller 3. That is plus 684 with the profit boost.
Getting soggy tonight.
I would even take Stutzla at 3. I think we go big. Yep. You want to just go big with it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Plus 1130.
There you go. That sounds better.
That's way better.
By the way, the plus 500 goal scorer prop, the 4-legger, is plus 125,900. So lock that in.
Hey, just post the ticket, and it'll be reposted.
I will.
On the expected bets for Twitter.
A $2 bet pays you $2,500. So.
Boy, would that be sweet. Now I got to tell.
I'm throwing 5 on it.
Yeah, I'll throw 5 on it as well. Because if we did this whole episode and you went through everything and now suddenly that hits and I don't have any action on it, I'd be really upset. But once more, the parlay for tonight is Clayton Keller, 3+ shots on goal. Pavel Buchnevich, 2+ shots on goal. Josh Doan, 2+ shots on goal. And Tim Stutzla at 3+ shots on goal. That is plus 753. You add the 50% parlay boost on DraftKings. That gets you up to 1130. Not bad.
Tuli's got the right idea. Do a round robin on those plus 500 goal scorers. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. All right.
Now I want to bet. Now I want to bet Pinto.
I don't know if you saw a graphic from earlier too. I mean,
I know I was pivoting to Greg.
I made the graphic for a reason. I don't think you saw it yet, so I do want to give him some love. He's been spamming Pinto and whatever else. But all right. Any other looks for tonight? I think that we have now 20 plays each. When we came into this show with maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's how it goes every time.
Yep, every single time. All right. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's episode of Expected Bets. For once more, if you are watching on YouTube or just have a YouTube account, please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out a ton. You can also follow us on X and on Instagram at Expected Bets 4. If you are looking for our early plays, you can check us out on the Odd Shoppers Tails Network. Use code SLAPSHOT for 50% off your first month. For the show, we already posted our 3 plays of the day. We're obviously still going to give them out for free on our shows, but if you want them before those lines moves, join us on Tails. All right. Once more, we want to thank everyone for joining us on today's episode of Expected Bets 4, and we will talk to you guys later. See ya.